Today we're diving into a topic that affects millions of people around the world. A struggle that quietly holds us back, steals our peace and keeps us trapped in mental loops. Overthinking. If you've ever found yourself stuck in your own head, unable to stop replaying past conversations, worrying endlessly about what might happen next, or drowning in a flood of what-ifs and should-haves, then you already know how exhausting and overwhelming overthinking can be. Overthinking is more than just having a busy mind. It's like being caught in a whirlwind of thoughts that never seem to settle down. No matter how hard you try, your brain becomes a relentless machine, cycling through doubts, fears, regrets, and endless scenarios, often igniting problems that don't even exist. And here's the tricky part. Overthinking feels productive. It tricks us into believing that by analyzing every detail, we're somehow protecting ourselves, preparing for the worst or making the right decision. But in reality, this mental overload usually leads to the opposite. Confusion, paralysis, anxiety, and missed opportunities. Why is overthinking so powerful? Because it strikes at the core of our confidence and clarity. It hijacks our ability to trust ourselves and our decisions. It transforms simple choices into mountains that feel impossible to climb. It clouds our judgment and drains our energy. When we overthink, we lose sight of what truly matters, living in the moment, taking action, and moving forward toward our goals and happiness. But here's the crucial truth I want to share with you today. Overthinking is not a life sentence. It's not a permanent condition you have to accept. It is a habit, a pattern of thinking that your mind has developed over time. And like any habit, it can be changed. The first step is awareness, becoming conscious of when you're caught in the cycle, recognizing the triggers that set it off, and understanding how it impacts your life. Throughout this video, we will journey together through the process of breaking free from overthinking. You will learn to identify your personal triggers, the moments or feelings that pull you into those endless loops. You'll discover practical, easy-to-apply techniques to interrupt these cycles and bring your focus back to the present. We'll explore how to build new, healthier habits that support a calm and clear mind, so overthinking no longer controls your thoughts or your life. Most importantly, you learn how to approach this process with patience and compassion. Changing how you think isn't about fighting or punishing yourself. It's about gently guiding your mind toward peace, clarity, and confidence. If you're ready to stop spinning in circles, to quiet your restless mind, and to finally reclaim your peace and power, then you're in the right place. This journey won't always be easy, but every step you take brings you closer to freedom from overthinking and closer to the life you want to live. So stay with me. Let's begin this transformation together, understanding overthinking and its impact. Welcome to this video on how to stop overthinking. If you're someone who spends hours stuck in your own mind, replaying situations, worrying about the future, or analyzing every little detail over and over again, then you're not alone. Overthinking is one of the most common struggles many of us face. But before we talk about how to stop it, it's important to truly understand what overthinking is and how it impacts your life. Overthinking happens when your mind becomes a busy, never-ending machine. Instead of allowing your thoughts to flow naturally, your brain traps you in loops of doubt, worry, fear, and second-guessing. You might find yourself asking questions like, what if I fail? Did I say the wrong thing? Or what will happen next? These thoughts cycle around, consuming your attention and energy without offering solutions. The problem with overthinking is that it feels productive. It feels like you're working things out, planning ahead, being careful. But the truth is, it's mostly unproductive, even harmful. When you overthink, your brain uses up precious energy, spinning scenarios and possibilities that rarely happen exactly as imagined. Instead of moving forward, you stay stuck, overwhelmed and exhausted. Why does overthinking hurt so much? Because it steals your peace of mind. It creates anxiety where there doesn't need to be any. It makes simple decisions feel like mountains to climb. It clouds your judgment and blinds you to the opportunities right in front of you. Over time, overthinking can lead to stress, sleepless nights, and even depression. It's a heavy burden to carry. But here's the good news. Overthinking is not a life sentence. It's not something you have to accept as just how you are. It's a habit, a pattern your mind falls into, and like any habit, it can be changed. The first step toward change is awareness. Notice when your thoughts start to spiral, When you catch yourself stuck in the what if or why did I cycle, pause for a moment. Acknowledge that your mind is overthinking and remind yourself that these repetitive thoughts are not serving you. Understanding this is powerful because it separates you from the problem. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. When you realize this, you create space for new choices. You can decide to step out of that loop and focus on what matters most. Your actions, your goals, your happiness. Overthinking thrives in silence and isolation. It feeds off fear and uncertainty. So the more you shine light on it, by recognizing it and naming it, the weaker it becomes. You start taking back control over your mind, instead of letting your mind control you. In the upcoming parts of this video, we will explore practical techniques to break free from overthinking. You will learn how to quiet your mind, focus on the present, and finally find the peace you deserve. But remember, it all starts here with understanding and awareness. The fact that you're watching this means you're ready to take the first step. Stay with me and let's move forward together. Recognizing your overthinking triggers. Now that you understand what overthinking is and how it impacts your life, the next step is to recognize your triggers. Those specific moments, situations, or feelings that set off the overthinking spiral. Why is this important? Because you can't stop overthinking if you don't know when or why it begins. Everyone has different triggers. For some, it might be stress at work. For others, a difficult conversation with a loved one, or maybe facing a big decision. Some triggers are external, things that happen around you, and others are internal, like emotions or memories that surface unexpectedly. The key is to become aware of what sparks your overthinking so you can catch yourself early and choose a better response. Think back to recent times when you found yourself caught in a loop of overanalyzing. Maybe it was after sending a message and then wondering if you said the right thing, or before an important event you kept imagining everything that could go wrong. Those moments are clues. They reveal your personal overthinking triggers. Stress and uncertainty are two of the biggest triggers. When life feels uncertain, your brain tries to solve the unknown by creating scenarios and rehearsing outcomes. But instead of helping, this only makes you feel more anxious and stuck. Learning to identify when stress is rising is critical. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Am I nervous, anxious, scared? These feelings can signal your mind is gearing up to overthink. Another common trigger is perfectionism, the desire to get everything just right. If you're someone who sets very high standards, overthinking often sneaks in as you worry about making mistakes or disappointing others. This constant self-criticism can fuel the cycle of doubt and hesitation, making it hard to take action. Social situations can also be triggers. After a conversation, you might replay every word in your head, questioning your tone, your choice of words, or how you are perceived. This is your mind trying to protect you from rejection or judgment, but it ends up draining your energy instead. Sometimes, overthinking is triggered by past experiences, moments where you felt hurt, embarrassed, or failed. When a similar situation comes up again, your brain pulls out those memories and warns you to be careful. While this is a natural survival instinct, it can trap you in fear and prevent you from living fully in the present. Journaling can be a powerful tool to recognize these triggers. Try writing down moments when you catch yourself overthinking. What was happening right before? How did you feel? Over time, patterns will emerge, giving you deeper insight into your mind's habits. Remember, identifying your triggers is not about judging yourself. It's about gaining clarity. Once you know what sparks your overthinking, you can prepare yourself with tools and strategies to respond differently instead of falling into the same old mental traps. In the next part of this video, we will dive into practical techniques to interrupt and calm your overthinking when these triggers show up. You learn how to take back control and bring your focus back to what truly matters. Recognizing your triggers is the foundation. Without this awareness, overthinking feels like an uncontrollable force, but with it, you gain power. The power to stop overthinking before it starts. Keep going. You're building the skills to reclaim your peace of mind. Practical techniques to interrupt overthinking. Now that you've identified what triggers your overthinking, it's time to learn how to interrupt those overwhelming thought patterns before they take over your mind. Overthinking can feel like an endless loop, but you have the power to break free from it by using simple, practical techniques. The first technique is mindfulness. Mindfulness means paying attention to the present moment without judgment. When your mind starts to spiral, stop and take a deep breath. Focus on your senses, what you see, hear, smell, or feel right now. This simple act can pull your mind out of the endless what-if scenarios and anchor you back in reality. Practicing mindfulness regularly, even for just a few minutes each day, strengthens your ability to notice when you're overthinking and gently guide yourself back to calm. Another powerful method is setting a time limit for worrying. This might sound strange, but it works. Give yourself 10 or 15 minutes to worry or analyze a situation, no more. When the time is up, deliberately shift your focus to something else. You can use the timer on your phone or watch. This trains your brain to stop dwelling endlessly and start acting or letting go. Physical activity is also a fantastic way to interrupt overthinking. When your body moves, your mind tends to follow. Whether it's a walk outside, a quick workout, or even stretching, physical exercise releases tension and increases endorphins, your body's natural mood boosters. Exercise helps clear mental clutter and gives you fresh energy to tackle challenges with a clearer mind. A fourth technique is writing it down. Sometimes overthinking feels overwhelming because your thoughts are all jumbled inside your head. Writing them down on paper can create distance and perspective. Try journaling about what's on your mind, what worries you, or what decisions you're stuck on. Seeing your thoughts outside yourself makes them less scary and easier to manage. Plus, once you write something down, your brain can relax because it knows it won't forget. Challenge your thoughts is another important strategy. Overthinking often feeds on irrational fears or exaggerated worst-case scenarios. When you catch yourself spiraling, ask, is this thought really true? What evidence do I have? Am I jumping to conclusions? This helps you replace negative, unhelpful thoughts with more balanced and realistic ones. It takes practice, but over time it weakens the power of anxious thinking. Also, try distraction with purpose. This means engaging in activities that fully absorb your attention. Hobbies, reading, cooking, creative projects, or spending time with loved ones. These activities act like a mental reset button, giving your mind a break from overanalyzing and refreshing your perspective. Finally, practice self-compassion. Overthinking can sometimes make you feel frustrated or ashamed, but remember, it's a habit, not a character flaw. Speak to yourself with kindness. Remind yourself that it's okay to feel uncertain or anxious sometimes, and that you're working to improve. Positive self-talk can reduce the intensity of overthinking and help you stay motivated. Combining these techniques creates a toolkit you can use anytime overthinking strikes. It won't disappear overnight, but with patience and persistence, you will notice a shift. Your mind will become quieter, your decisions clearer, and your confidence stronger. In the next part, we will talk about how to build new habits that support a calm and focused mind every day, so overthinking doesn't control your life, but becomes a thing of the past. Building new habits to prevent overthinking. Going overthinking isn't just about managing it in the moment, it's about building new habits that create a calm, focused mind day after day. When you make these habits part of your routine, overthinking loses its grip on your life and becomes something you can control rather than something that controls you. The first habit to develop is prioritizing clarity through planning. Often overthinking comes from feeling overwhelmed or uncertain about what to do next. When you start each day with a clear plan or a simple to-do list, you give your brain a roadmap. This helps prevent your mind from wandering into confusing what-if territory. It's not about rigid control, but about giving yourself direction. Write down your top 3 priorities for the day, just 3. This small habit keeps your focus sharp and your worries manageable. Next, make a habit of setting boundaries with your thoughts. This means deciding when and where you will allow yourself to think about certain worries or problems. For example, you might set aside 15 minutes in the evening to reflect on challenges or plan solutions, but outside that time, you consciously redirect your mind to the present. Over time, this trains your brain to respect limits and not get stuck in endless rumination. Another powerful habit is cultivating a gratitude practice. Overthinking often pulls us toward fear and doubt, but gratitude rewires your brain to notice what's working well in your life. Each day, take a moment to write down or say out loud 3 things you're grateful for, no matter how small. Gratitude shifts your focus away from worries and toward positive feelings. It rewires your brain toward hope, calm, and confidence. Regular physical movement is a non-negotiable habit for a peaceful mind. Exercise releases tension and increases the production of serotonin and dopamine, the brain's feel-good chemicals. You don't have to run a marathon. Even a daily walk, yoga session, or dancing around your room can help. Making movement a daily habit not only boosts your mental health, but also creates a positive feedback loop. When your body feels good, your mind follows. Building a habit of limiting screen time and social media use is crucial. Constant scrolling can fuel overthinking by exposing you to comparison, negative news, or endless distractions. Set specific times when you check your phone or social media and stick to those limits. This gives your mind space to rest and reduces mental clutter. Another essential habit is practicing deep breathing or meditation daily. These techniques calm the nervous system and train your mind to stay present. Even 5 minutes of focused breathing or a simple guided meditation each day can reduce anxiety and quiet the mind's chatter. Over time, you'll find it easier to notice when overthinking begins and stop it before it escalates. Sleep hygiene also plays a vital role in preventing overthinking. When you're tired, your brain's ability to regulate emotions weakens, making it easier to get stuck in worry loops. Establish a calming bedtime routine, avoid screens before sleep, and aim for 7-9 hours of restful sleep. A well-rested mind. Finally, cultivate a support network of people who encourage positive thinking. Surround yourself with friends, mentors, or communities that uplift and inspire you. Talking openly about your thoughts and fears with trusted people can lighten your mental load and provide new perspectives. Connection reminds you that you're not alone in your struggles. Remember, building new habits takes time and consistency. Be patient with yourself as you make these changes. Overthinking may not disappear instantly, but each new habit you build weakens its power and strengthens your peace of mind. You're rewiring your brain to focus on what matters and let go of unnecessary worry. In the next and final part, we will explore how to maintain this progress long term and live a life free from the chains of overthinking, so you can finally step into your full potential with confidence. Maintaining long-term progress and living free from overthinking. You've learned what overthinking is, why it happens, and the practical steps to stop it. But the most important part of this journey is maintaining your progress and truly living a life free from the chains of overthinking. Day after day, year after year, your long-term success comes down to consistency and self-compassion. Remember, change doesn't happen overnight. Your brain has spent years developing the habit of overthinking, so it will take time to create new patterns. But every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. One of the best ways to maintain your calm mind is to keep practicing your new habits daily. The planning, gratitude, physical activity, and mindfulness techniques you've started aren't one-time fixes. They are lifelong tools. Make them non-negotiable parts of your routine. When you skip them, your mind has more space to slip back into old habits. When you honor them, you build mental strength and resilience that protect you from overthinking's pull. Also be aware that life will always throw challenges your way, new worries, uncertainties, and setbacks. These moments are tests of your progress. When old patterns start creeping back, don't panic or beat yourself up. Instead, remind yourself that awareness is your greatest weapon. The moment you notice your mind spinning into overthinking, take a breath, pause, and apply your tools. Keep a journal or notes where you reflect on your thoughts and feelings regularly. Writing down your experiences helps you track your growth, recognize triggers, and celebrate victories. This reflection reinforces your commitment and reminds you how far you've come. Another key to maintaining long-term progress is to keep learning and growing. Read books, listen to podcasts, or watch videos that inspire a calm, focused mindset. Surround yourself with wisdom that supports your journey. When you feed your mind with positive, growth-orientated content, you reinforce new neural pathways and keep your motivation alive. Don't forget the power of community and support. Share your journey with trusted friends, family, or mentors who understand your goals. Sometimes just knowing you're not alone makes all the difference. Join groups or forums where people encourage each other to overcome overthinking and anxiety. Helping others also strengthens your own resolve and commitment. You must also practice self-compassion. There will be days when your mind races or you fall back into overthinking. That's okay. Instead of harsh judgment, treat yourself like a good friend with kindness, patience, and encouragement. Remind yourself that growth is a process, not perfection. As you maintain this progress, you will start to notice a beautiful shift. You will feel lighter, more present, and more confident. You'll stop doubting every decision and start trusting your intuition. Your creativity and productivity will soar because your mind is no longer stuck in loops of fear and hesitation. Ultimately, living free from overthinking means choosing to live fully in the present moment. It means accepting that uncertainty is part of life, but refusing to let it paralyze you. It means moving forward with faith in yourself and your ability to handle whatever comes your way. So today, commit to this lifelong journey. Choose to break free from overthinking. Choose peace. Choose action. Choose to live your best life. Fully focused, fully confident, fully alive. You are stronger than your thoughts. You are in control of your mind. And the power to change your life is in your hands. Keep moving forward. Your best self is waiting. As we come to the close of this journey together, it's important to remember that overthinking is not a life sentence. It's a habit, one that can be changed with intention, patience, and practice. You now understand what overthinking is, why it holds so much power over your mind, and how it quietly steals your peace and energy. More importantly, you have learned that this mental pattern can be recognized, interrupted, and replaced with healthier ways of thinking that serve your happiness and growth. The journey to overcome overthinking begins with awareness. When you catch yourself trapped in those endless mental loops, pause. Remind yourself that you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of those thoughts. This awareness creates the space needed to choose a new path, a path that leads away from doubt, anxiety, and hesitation. You have learned to identify your personal triggers, those specific moments of feelings that ignite the overthinking spiral. Whether it's stress, uncertainty, perfectionism, or past pain, knowing your triggers empowers you to respond differently next time they arise. You no longer need to be a helpless passenger on the runaway train of your mind. Instead, you can take control and steer your thoughts toward calm and clarity. The practical techniques we explored, mindfulness, setting limits on worry, physical activity, journaling, challenging your thoughts, purposeful distraction, and self-compassion are your tools for breaking free. These strategies won't silence your mind overnight, but they will gradually quiet the noise, giving you back your focus, your energy, and your confidence. Use them daily. Make them your allies in the fight against overthinking. Building new habits that support mental clarity is the foundation of lasting change. Simple acts like planning your day with intention, setting boundaries around your worries, and cultivating gratitude shift your mindset from fear and uncertainty to peace and positivity. These habits strengthen your mind's resilience and help prevent overthinking from taking hold in the first place. Remember, this process requires kindness toward yourself and your mind. Change takes time. There will be days when old patterns try to sneak back. And that's okay. What matters is your commitment to keep moving forward, to keep practicing, and to keep believing that you deserve peace. So, as you step away from this video, I want you to carry this truth with you. Your mind is powerful, but you are more powerful. You have the strength to quiet the chaos, to break free from overthinking, and to live fully in the present moment. Your life is waiting, rich with possibilities, growth, enjoy. Take a deep breath. Let go of the endless what-ifs. Trust yourself. Step into your power. The peace and clarity you seek are within your reach, and today is the perfect day to begin. Thank you for being here, for investing in yourself, and for taking the first courageous steps toward freedom from overthinking. Remember, your mind is a tool, not a prison. You hold the key to unlock your peace. Stay strong, stay mindful, and keep moving forward.